They say every small town has a place people avoid. In Raven Hollow, that place was the old church on the outskirts, long abandoned. Its steeple broken, its wooden frame collapsing into itself. No one remembered who built it, or when the last sermon was held. All they knew was that you didn't go near it after sunset. There were no candles, no prayers, just silence, and something watching. The key to the church was kept not at City Hall, but buried in a tin box behind the fireplace of a woman named Agnes Blackwell, an old widow whose eyes seemed to see more than this world allowed. She had one rule: if anyone ever opens that place again, God help you, because I won't. Her son, people said, disappeared during the war, not overseas, but inside that church. Agnes never spoke of it, but after that, she boarded up the door with rusted nails and sealed it with red wax, which no one dared break. Time passed. The church eventually collapsed. The wood was taken for firewood. The earth swallowed the foundation, covered in weeds and forgotten memories, but no building ever stood on that land again. Not because they didn't try, they did. In 1983, a construction company attempted to build a community center. One worker impaled his foot on rebar, and 3 days later, hanged himself in his backyard. A second crew arrived and left the same night. The driver of their truck lost control on a dry road and died instantly when the steering wheel snapped in his hands. Since then, no one touched the land. Until now, 2024, young architect Daniel Mercer arrives in Raven Hollow with blueprints for a new rehab facility. Everything was going smoothly. Permits, land surveys, equipment, until he saw it. An empty lot with an old red stamp in the county archives. Unsuitable for development, religious seal. No one in town wanted to talk about it, except for one old man at the diner who muttered, "If you hear something knocking, don't answer, 'cause if you do, you're already too late." Daniel didn't believe in ghost stories. He believed in logic, data, and deadlines. He set up camp near the site, powered up his laptop and portable generator, and began scanning the soil with his drone-based mapping tools. That's when he noticed it, a black mark on the digital map. Anomaly. He assumed it was a glitch, maybe an underground pocket, until 3:11 a.m. when something knocked. From beneath the ground, it wasn't a pipe. It wasn't an animal. It was a deliberate, rhythmic knocking, dot, comma, 1, dot, comma, pause. 2, silence. 3, like bones tapping on old wood. Daniel turned pale, but stayed. His ego was bigger than his fear. By morning, he had rented a ground-penetrating radar scanner used for grave detection. The image came back clear, too clear. Beneath the soil was a sealed rectangular chamber. No cracks, no breaks, and in the center, a symbol. It wasn't English. It wasn't Latin. No software could identify it, and still, Daniel didn't stop by sunset. He had a mini excavator delivered to the site. No permits, no warnings, just one man's obsession. And by nightfall, he opened something that was never meant to be found, to be continued.